Welcome, one and all, back to the watch party, and welcome to basically what's on tap for tonight, Monday Night Raw. So, Lycans and gentlemen, children of the night, nocturnals, night terrors, and all things that go bump in the night. Welcome to your monthly treatment of shock therapy. The doctor will see you now. Show me your woes, my fellow sleepwalkers, and I will cure all that ails you. Consider us your night watchmen for this evening's festivities here at the Mind's Eye Theater. We invite you to violate curfew with us for this graveyard shift. I am your host, Inkarnate, for this sold-out show. Joining me tonight is the dearly departed Traumadom. Traumadom, talk to the folks.
Jesus, guys, I am thrilled today. You are in for a treat.
Now, why would that be, Traumadom?
Jeez, I don't know how many terrible movies led to this combination.
What do you mean?
You have all of the terrible movies that came out of Friday the 13th.
Agreed.
Which I'm sure there's at least 2 or 3 before this one. I may have lost track because of, all the dreck that came after the first couple good ones.
This is the 11th Friday film? 11th.
Oh, wow. So more than 2 or 3.
Yeah. I was like, what the hell are you talking about?
Giving these guys way too much credit.
Clearly.
And Nightmare on Elm Street.
Mm-hmm.
To combine the two, give it a great premise, nice cast, and believable setting.
Believable setting? What do you mean?
Believable setting. It wasn't in some ridiculous city or rural area where it's just like, oh well.
You mean it wasn't in New York, but it was really Canada for Jason Takes Manhattan?
Yes, exactly. Or space. Or space.
Well done. Agreed. Holy crap. That movie came out before this one.
Never dream in space.
Jason X came out 1 year before this crossover.
I don't even want to think about that.
It was so bad that the writers for this movie basically had to beg and plead for people to believe in the project because, dude, after Jason X, it was like, hey guys, probably no more Friday films. But the script for Freddy vs. Jason was either completely written.
Could you think that while drinking a glass of water? No, you couldn't.
Probably not.
It's fucking awful. I haven't seen Jason X. I already know it's horrible.
Oh, it is.
Horrible.
Bro,
I won't come to your watch party.
No, I'm
Jason
never.
X is ever on.
No, I refuse to watch that look, I will happily watch crap like Prey or Smile. That was our first watch party of the year. Bruh, I'm not watching Jason X.
That Bacon family name really did bring some merit there.
Yeah.
And it had to, otherwise I would not have seen it.
Agreed.
God.
So, while I have done watch parties for films before their sequels come out, for instance, Scream 4, before Scream 6, we did on the watch party Evil Dead Remake before Evil Dead Rise. This is actually the second time I have done back-to-back content for films in a franchise. Yesterday was the anniversary of Jason Goes to Hell, which I did a watch party for. So we're doing something of a Grindhouse-esque double feature here at the Mind's Eye Theater. So the first iteration of this was back when my channel first started. I did a 10-year retrospective of Predators and a 30-year retrospective of Predator 2, both highly recommended. I'm, of course, talking about my reviews of them. So, in the hallowed tradition of Godzilla vs. Kong, Batman v Superman, and Ford versus Ferrari.
That one was not a bad movie. That one was not a bad movie. Or a bad matchup.
We're bringing you this watch party. So, Traumadom, stall for time while I set up what everyone is going to be allowed to vote on.
Stall for time.
So, your film rating, fans, I'm talking to y'alls, your film rating for tonight, if we take to the totem pole, is as follows. So, your options for the film rating are Bottom of the Burial, Shallow Grave, and High Stakes.
High Stakes.
So, whether you've seen this movie before, or this is just your first time watching it, you'll be allowed to vote in it. So now, Mr. Traumadom, now you can solve for time. Okay, I said stall for time.
High stakes.
Stall for time means talk into the microphone and
High stakes.
Yeah,
I'm just fucking with you. No, but I mean, geez, on what? There's just so many good aspects to this movie.
I agree. I'm gonna have to go
I'm having a hard
too.
time picking out just one.
Like, look, I did Jason Goes to Hell. I did that as a watch party yesterday, and I don't give a good goddamn who has a problem with that. That is my favorite film of the franchise. Screw the haters. I laid out my reasons why. There's plenty to like in that film, and the same goes with this one. We're gonna go as we go along in the watch party. I will happily point out the things that I like and that this film doesn't get credit for. But yeah, I gotta go high stakes with this one as well. Look, this I don't know. I don't like it when people need required reading for a movie. What do I mean? I remember when what was it, Prometheus came out, and God Almighty, that movie eats cheeks. I remember when that movie came out, and I actually got into an argument with somebody over that film, and they were telling me that, oh, well, you just don't want to read Chariot of the Gods in order to understand this movie. I'm like, that book has, first off, that book has nothing to do with this film, even if it's an inspiration, because guess what? A movie has 2 hours or more to tell a story. If Ridley Scott and the people who wrote Prometheus didn't tell a good story in that time, the hell I need to do. I needed to write up a book report just to understand this movie, and then it'll be good. No, screw that. But I bring that up because within the context of this, look, does it have some things wrong with it? Yeah. And this movie, Freddy vs. Jason, yes. And guess what? Because I can actually stand and articulate my points, I will be happy to mention them as we watch and as a wrap up after the film. But guess what? There are things to like about this film, and shock of all shockers, there are some things that fans gripe about this film that like don't make sense, and they need to shut the hell up about it. And I don't give a good goddamn. I'll happily go through it while we're watching this.
Okay.
So. That having been said, the totem poll is up now for all of you fine folks to vote in. I will throw it to Tramadom to also vote.
I'm going on right now.
Y'all's make sure to like the video as well. It just helps for this to get, how can I put it? For the video just to get recommended to others. And, that having been said... He always gets that wrong, and he always will.
I don't get what I did wrong with this.
So let's just see.
It's on silent.
Your phone is on silent. The YouTube is not. Anyway, okay, so that's up and running for all you fine folks. So again, so high stakes is obviously a high rating. Shallow grave is a mid, and bottom of the burial is low. And I swear to God, if any last one of you rates this as low, you'll see.
Guys, I could not have emphasized it enough. Okay, and you know how negative and cynical I am. This movie is so good.
So naturally, I invite you to stream the film along with us. Feel free to queue it up on nothing, because this isn't available anywhere. Guys, I swear. Streaming, like, I love doing these watch parties. I love being able to interact with you guys and, relive a lot of these past classics, because believe me, if there's one thing that the mind's eye runs on, it's pure sarcasm, nostalgia, and cocaine. Okay, scratch that last one. But, like, seriously, like, bro, this is not on Max. Despite the fact that this is a New Lines film, which is a subsidiary of WB, which owns what used to be HBO Max. And this isn't on there. And this isn't on any streaming service. So, I don't know, man.
Which is
like
really
streaming,
surprising. I thought that like Tubi would have done something.
streaming is like very unreliable as of late. I don't know, like maybe because so many studios are like hemorrhaging money, like Disney and HBO. Maybe they like don't have the licenses or the capacity, whatever. I'm not gonna go into a whole tangent on the watch party. But anyway,
Well, if they show enough good movies, it'll show all the bullshit that they're putting out is just true garbage.
that's actually a good point. So anyway, let me take care of a couple of housekeeping items. I will be providing timestamps throughout the watch party to make sure that your viewing experience is synced up with ours, as well as for the convenience of anyone joining who's casually late to the party. Again, I'm having to. Hey, I don't mind cracking open the Blu-ray collection. It's just I do these watch parties because I want you guys to watch along with us. So if you own this on streaming or if you have it on Blu-ray, now's your time to pop it into the disc just the way that I did. So this watch party is brought to you in partnership with Hotness TV. If you're in the market, I do humbly request that you use the sponsorship links in the description. We have sponsorships with Samsung as well as Jabra headsets. Samsung comes in the form of TVs, tablets, cell phones, sound bars, 4K Blu-ray players, surround sound home theater speakers. Jabra headsets come in-ear earbuds, over-the-head headsets, and audio conference equipment. Again, I don't want to talk about Labor Day just because it'll remind everyone that back to school is going on. But if you are in the market, it would just serve as a nice kickback for the channel and for you to lend some support. The Mind's Eye Theater is a proud affiliate of the upcoming horror documentary Mental Health and Horror. Ooh. When that comes out, I absolutely plan on, because it's genre relevant, because it's a documentary, I plan on doing not just a review for it, but also a watch party. If you're of a mood and you want to support the Mind's Eye Theater in ways other than sponsorships, you can use the link up top to support the Inquisition, PayPal link. I'll just consider it your pound of flesh. So the streaming software that we use to do these watch parties is called Streamlabs. They were nice enough to give us our own merch store link. Streamlabs.com/mindgamesinc/merch. Link is in the description. So we're coming to you live streaming on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Rumble. With all that out of the way, I think that we're good to go. So, without further ado, we now offer you this creature presentation. So, I hope you've packed your sleeping bags, you have your, you've taken your Hypnosil to tuck you in at night. And remember, just like yesterday, keep in mind to kiss your asses goodbye. Traumadom, throw this switch. Yeah. And we are playing.
Sweet.
I still remember when this came out.
I do too.
Just like this alone, like having both recognizable sound cues is like, it gives you chills, you know, because you never thought you would see this like pair up. This was a really awesome opening.
Yeah.
Like, they do this when they show you like before he became Freddy, but he was still on his rampage with children.
She almost looks fake.
What?
She almost looks fake.
Oh, yeah, right, her eyes. She looks like
her
a doll.
movements.
Yeah. They show you what he was like before he became, you know, Freddy as we know him, and then they launch right into the flashbacks. I thought that was great.
Well, he was a janitor, right?
Yes. Worked at a factory.
Well, job, guys.
I don't know if he was a janitor, but he worked at a factory.
I mean, he's working in like a setting that has boilers, so he has to have a black seal. So I'm guessing either a janitor or some type of maintenance worker.
It's very technical. It's Traumadom.
Yes.
So
yeah, not an easy job.
Plans for a crossover. They were discussed for, you know, Freddy vs. Jason as early as '87 by Paramount Pictures. Paramount Pictures were the ones that approached New Line Cinema. Yeah, this part. I think that I know for a fact that this was a conscious choice by the writers to make Freddy scary again.
All classic scenes.
Yeah, I was just you took the words right out of my mouth. I was just about to say, like, they had to go back to show when he was scary. Use the classic what have you. Jesus.
Yeah. Like when you told me to take it away and to distract, like I have nothing. I can't pinpoint just one thing about this movie. And normally I can. Normally I can pick out like 2 or 3 good things about a movie and drone on about that. But this is just an all around. Ooh.
So yeah, it was actually Paramount that had approached New Line Cinema about the crossover several years before the latter, being New Line Cinema, gained the licensing rights to Friday the 13th. Oh man, look at those grapefruit halves. Cute girl, but you know, and nice, you know, tight little bottom.
Yes, ma'am.
But boy, that job could have been a little better.
That was a killer dive.
You can't see it, but Shamadom's holding up scorecards.
Yes.
So, at the time, Paramount wanted to split distributions of the movies, as they would release the film for the U.S. while New Lines would handle international release. But the reality was that, you know, Paramount wanted most of the success of Freddy due to the Nightmare movies making more money than theirs were at the time. But New Line felt that was an unfair deal and backed out, leading Paramount to make Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood, instead. And, yeah. That didn't work out too well for them. How did you not hear 2 popping sounds? Immediately. So, New Line Cinema first attempted to make this film several times in the late 80s when they tried, again, to team up with Paramount Pictures, but there was never an agreement made. Trauma Dump, did you have any pizza?
No.
You have any pizzas? Plenty of slices.
I would love some.
Yeah, go ahead.
Nice.
Chronologically, the film is set after the events of Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, and Jason Goes to Hell, but obviously before Jason X when he went to space. That was that opus. Oh, Jesus. Now, why would there be blood if that went through a tree? Nope, she wanted to get nailed. What was I saying? Yeah, Jason X was released 2 years before this. And you have to keep in mind that Freddy vs. Jason was in development hell for, you know, in excess of a decade. I thought this was a really good addition. So Betsy Palmer, who played Jason's mother in the original Friday, she was asked to reprise the role of Mrs. Voorhees, but she turned it down because she felt the role was too small for her. I believe, I don't know for a fact, but I believe this was this regeneration scene was inspired by Freddy's regeneration scene in Elm Street 4. At where a dog pees on him. So, again, I'm being fair about this, right? I like this movie, but let's address the elephant in the room. Kane Hodder, who portrayed Jason in the previous 4 films, the 4 Friday films before this, he was keen on reprising the role and had even given a copy, he was given a copy of the final script. However, Jason was subsequently recast, with Hodder claiming he had been kept out of the loop as to why. The decision. Oh, I love the music on this. Like the album for this, and it makes sense because it's like it's not try hard. Freddy more than Jason lends himself, and the greater horror genre lends itself to hard rock music. So if you're gonna hate this, like hate it for the right reasons and acknowledge like it's got a killer album, pun intended. I'm shameless. So anyway, the role of Jason was subsequently recast, with Hodder claiming like he was left out of the loop. He was never given a reason why. In fact, he was kind of like given the runaround. Excuse me. So the decision caused backlash from Friday and Jason fans, rightfully so. Now, mind you, I'm not even a fan of I'm not a Friday the 13th fan. I like Jason Goes to Hell, and anybody got a problem with that can kiss my ass. But I can at least acknowledge that, hey, it should have been, for the sake of the fans, this should have had Kane Hodder in this. So I mentioned them giving Kane Hodder the runaround. Ronnie Yu explained, the director of this, he explained that while Hodder was fantastic in the role, he had chosen Ken Kirsinger for the part, as Kirsinger was slightly taller and broader than Hodder, thus giving more contrast with the much shorter Robert Englund as Freddy. And because he wanted a slightly different take on the character, he felt that Hodder was somewhat too aggressive. Think about that. He thought that Kane Hodder was too aggressive to play a serial killer, whereas he wanted Jason to be slower, smoother, and more deliberate in how he was portrayed. So Ronnie Yu would later claim that it was a studio decision that he would have cast Hodder if New Line had wanted Hodder. So, though Hodder was disappointed and angry why with the decision, why wouldn't he be? He holds no grudge against Kirsinger, which, hats off to him. And Kirsinger had worked with him on the 8th film as a stunt double. So, if you're wondering the height differential, what it was that cost Kane Hodder the role, Ken Kirsinger is 6'5", the tallest man ever to play Jason. Kane Hodder is 6'2". So 3 inches is what cost this guy this role.
That's pretty lame, man.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid, man. It's like, I have to believe that if because the internet was around back in the day, but it wasn't to the level that it is now. I gotta believe that, like, nowadays, if this movie were made, that fans would have made a bigger stink about this. As right they should have. Like, them costing, the studio costing Kane Hodder this role, this dream, this lifetime achievement or what have you, this role of a lifetime. The fact that over something as petty as that, it's like, bruh, it's the movies. Pad out his boots or something. There's a way to like adjust for that. Have Robert Englund slouch slightly or something. Camera angles. It's like, bro, come on, 3 inches. Like, you denied this man and the fans that.
3 inches
over height, which can be, like I said, manipulated. Have
my sneakers give me 1.5 inches.
Have Robert Englund wear like flat sole shoes, and there's ways around that. Now, what was I saying? According to Kane Hodder, C.J. Graham, who played Jason in Jason Lives, had a chance to reprise the role for this film after his agent suggested it to him. He declined the chance, and since he was good friends with Kane Hodder, he felt the film's producers were treating Kane Hodder unfairly by recasting the character. So, hats off to him. Now, to be fair, Ken Kirsinger is the only actor besides Kane Hodder to have played Jason Voorhees more than once. So long before he took over the role for Jason from Hodder, Kersinger wore the hockey mask when he doubled for Hodder in Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Canada. He was also one of the stunt coordinators for that film. So now to our teenage cast. Robert Englund was excited for the casting of Katharine Isabelle as Gibb, weird name, as he was a big fan of her cult film Ginger Snaps, a Canadian werewolf film. Too bad the scriptwriters didn't feel that because, you know, while she's funny in this role and she has an endearingness to her, she really should have been given more, especially since she's, she had more clout or cachet with horror fans coming off of Ginger Snaps than Monica Keena did or Kelly Rowland. So Gibb is usually seen wearing a red baseball hat. What a dick. That's because this is a reference to Carrie, where PJ Souls' character always wore a red baseball cap. Isabelle actually appeared in Carrie 2002. Really? So, yeah, this was a big point of contention. So this is a body double for Katharine Isabelle.
What a shame.
Well, I'll get to why in a second. Oh boy, here comes the kill that... And again, guys, I like this movie, but see, I'm being fair. Jesus. And this is the kill that everybody... The most famous kill that everybody knows this movie for.
What, not a drop of beer spilt?
Well, right here. I got your back. So, following this movie's release, Monica Keena, the lead role, and this girl, Katharine Isabelle, had rather choice words about the film, with Monica in particular saying that she thought the screenplay was terrible. She's a great screamer. I forgot that she saw it. Give me a second. I'll get back to the trivia in a second. See, they did the smart thing. They ran out of the house. Never cop around when you need one. I love this line.
Shut the horror movie. Yo, I love him.
I love that. She is. See, she should have been like. They should have really like. I get that plans change, but the best of the female characters, being Katharine Isabelle, is the one that you'll see, is the one with the least amount of screenplay time. Anyway. So Monica Keena, the lead role, she said that she thought that the screenplay was terrible and that she only really signed on for the money and to raise her profile. Katharine Isabelle's problems were mostly due to the fact that she didn't get along with Ronnie Yu. Why would that be, you ask? He tried to force her to do a nude scene, even though she had specifically requested a no nudity clause when she signed on to the film.
Oh.
But Ronnie Yu repeatedly tried to pressure her to get naked. They eventually settled on a body double.
It does kind of fit the character she signed on to.
Yeah, but it's like, dude, if she doesn't want to do it, she doesn't want to, don't be a creep about it. And this, after yesterday, me watching the Jason Goes to Hell movie, Adam Marcus allegedly tried to, force the issue with another female actress who did not want to get naked for a shower scene and eventually was dropped. She is pretty, though, Monica Keena.
Very.
This was during the time where it was just funny seeing certain people in certain roles. Like that cop that we just saw was in the original Scary Movie.
Dude, he was such a... And I always forget his name. He's such a good actor in such bad movies.
Yeah. As a little girl, it's funny that we're about to jump into a nightmare scene because as a little girl, actress Monica Keena's fear of the Freddy Kreuger character resulted in even her school teachers thinking that there were being domestic problems at home, which is why she wasn't cooperating or behaving in class. Great use of CGI right there. Very creative. And this part's also kind of creepy.
Yeah, you want to put all your crust in this?
And that's nightmare fuel. And we're about to see another. Oh, this will end well.
Of course.
A character with their back to you in a horror movie. Let's see how this one plays out. And dude, they would never be able to get away with this nowadays. Yeah. Again. Three back-to-back great scenes. And this is from the trailer. For those that follow my channel, whenever I end off my videos, I always have the outro. Warn your friends, warn everyone. This movie is where I got the soundbite from, with the scene you just saw. And the little girls. It is outlandish how, like, jam-packed A Nightmare on Elm Street is with, like, memorable calling cards, you know what I mean? The little girls, the nursery, the Freddy mask, the hat, the sweater, the gloves, like, dude. So, while several journalists and television hosts have tried to embarrass Kelly Rowland over her role in this film, she's always responded by saying that the film was a hit, legitimately, and she enjoyed making it, and therefore has nothing to be ashamed about. So, kudos to her. Because, you know, she has the Destiny's Child connection, so she could just, you know, turn up her nose and be pretentious, but, you know, she's a pro. I really respect that.
And nowadays, today, that would have been seen as a weakness.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed.
Having said nothing.
Uh-oh. We got some company. I love how he's 18 or whatever. He's supposed to be in high school and he has a flask. Who that? Who that there? Oh, we're about to hit the 20-minute mark. So, oh, I love this scene. I love that scene. See, that's like good use of CGI and creative.
Without being heavily reliant upon it.
Yeah. I wish we got more uses of that. So the goat scene in Blake's nightmare sequence is a reference to Tina's nightmare involving a goat in the original Elm Street. Okay, that is a little goofy.
Yes.
It just pops off. Okay. So we had a nightmare sequence and a death right there. We just passed the 20-minute mark, guys. No matter which platform you're watching this on, make sure to like the video, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or Rumble. And if you are if you're watching it on YouTube, make sure to vote in the YouTube chat, please. This guy's pretty funny too, I gotta be honest. Stupid.
You don't deserve her.
He does look a little derpy. So when the original script was proving to be a little too long, the characters of Tommy Jarvis and Jenny were eliminated. Jarvis was to have been played by Jason Bateman, and Jenny by Catherine Isabel. The producers, and this is important, the producers felt Isabel had the makings of a scream queen with a horror-loaded resume, so her part was then switched with Lauren Lee Smith. So basically, Catherine Isabel became Gib, Lauren Lee Smith became Jenny, who unfortunately was no longer in the script. But it's always funny to me, like, how people talk about someone like Danielle Harris as like a modern scream queen, which... Watch my, what movie was that? Where I break down the Scream Queens. Oh, Sleepaway Camp.
Yeah.
Watch my Sleepaway Camp, video or watch party for where I break down that there are only 5 Scream Queens. But in modern times, people talk about, like, look, I have nothing against Danielle Harris. Like, I'm glad that she has affiliations with the genre, and she's been in the genre since she was a child actress. But, like, bruh, Catherine Isabel has been in way more horror films than Danielle Harris is, including The Hannibal Show and this.
Yes, I totally forgot she was in Hannibal.
Crazy, right? Yeah.
Yes.
In the last season, or last 2 seasons, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. She was in American Mary. You know, she just has more cred. And she's broken out of just the slasher genre. So, I'm glad that the producers recognize that about Catherine Isabel. See, I like this character because he has, like, a level of pathos, but he can actually carry being, like, this, like, the funny lines, like, this level of stupidity. Holy God. Shoot him with a horse tranquilizer. So where was I? Oh, I forgot to mention the scene which featured Jason's bed kill was originally rejected by New Line Cinema by the executives, but much to their credit, the screenwriters Mark Swift and Damian Shannon, they fought really hard for the filming of that. They acted it out on the floor to convince the director Ronnie Yu, and after he liked the idea, the scene was filmed, and it turned out to be the biggest reaction of the audience during test screening. And again, that's the kill that the movie is best known for.
Karna, we gotta sign up for something like that.
What?
Test screenings.
Because I have a YouTube channel, I don't think that they would allow us. We'd have to probably do it under our, like, regular names. Yeah.
You got fake nose and glasses right here.
That's a good point.
Sneak right in there.
I got Charlie Chaplin glasses right there. I forgot to mention Brent Chapman, Blake's father, and Kyle Labine, the guy that plays Freeberg. They both appeared in Halloween Resurrection, making them the actors to appear in a Freddy, Jason, and Michael Myers film. Kudos to you.
Emotional damage.
Jesus. It's like lumbering over her. She's not... How can I put this? She's like a very likable character. She looks like Brittany Murphy.
Yes.
Monica Keena plays a very likable character. It's just like there's nothing really memorable about her. She's not annoying. She's not like, you know... She does play a goody two-shoes, but not in like an annoying way. He's also been in a couple of roles. The cop. He was a security guard in The Fly 2.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. So, hold on. Let me see what our timestamp is. She bumps into Nev Campbell. Be sure to look out for an Evangeline Lilly as an extra. She's a girl in the crowd at the school wearing a jacket with green sleeves. She proceeds to freak the hell out. Yeah, they really didn't need to add that line in about Columbine. That was a bit of overacting, but whatever. There she goes, Evangeline Lilly right there. And she's gone.
Oh, that's douche.
I don't mind this guy. He plays obviously the aw shucks nerd, the aw shucks nice guy, but again, he's not annoying. Oh, these guys. This guy. The Jay ripoff of Jay and Silent Bob. I freaking love this guy. Now, it blows my mind how these are teenage characters and, they are so much more likable than any other Friday. I'll talk about this later, but again, whenever I see characters that are likable in a Friday the 13th movie, I absolutely feel the need to point it out just because how lackluster those movies are, as well as the meat sacks inside of them. This is more of a critique than a criticism outright. The only thing with Monica Keena is that she plays too much of a nice guy.
He back.
Get out, really? There she is, Evangeline Lilly. Green sleeves. She's like, whoa, buddy, calm it down. Okay, that line could have been better. He's really the weak point, and it's nothing against him as an actor. Again, it's just I don't know, maybe the teen romance between these two is a little too vanilla.
Yeah. That was a really
bad fainting.
Poor fainting scene.
And here comes Robert Shea, the what is it? The executive of New Line Cinema. God, thank the Lord that we didn't have Freddy in drag like we did in one of the... I think it was Friday. I think it was Elm Street 4, where someone's in to see the school nurse, and Robert Englund dresses as a woman. Ugh, God. Stop talking to me!
Sorry, the nurse can't help you.
Yeah. Yeah, I highly doubt that they would have that even in the nurse's office in a high school. Jesus. We're looking at stills from Hellraiser. Okay, that admittedly could have been a lot better.
Yeah, nah. I'm feeling that.
Please, say that a little louder. This was a good setup and payoff for later on. Ooh. Okay, Slayer the Cat is chiming in, my new buddy that I've made recently. 31 minutes. See, I kind of like this subplot, what he's alluding to. again, this is one of those things that doesn't get credit. Like, and you got to understand, man. They're like, look, I get that a lot of the Friday films like have no real lore to them, but the Elm Street movies, for the most part, do. And I like that, you know, Freddy had been forgotten about, you know, because the parents had kept him quiet. So,
and I love that's how it took. That's what it took to get rid of him.
Yeah, exactly. And
it wasn't just too painful. That is how they beat him in the long run.
Right, and you know they blacked out all of his records, and even the police are in on it. You know, it's kind of an interesting conspiracy cover up.
Yeah.
But God forbid the film get credit for that.
Well, you did, dipshit.
And there is something kind of cool about a town being in on a cover up, but it's actually a good one. And it's messed up that these two had to be like all the Elm Street kids that were still dealing with Freddy. They had to be basically quarantined. You know, like give it credit where it's due. You know what I mean? That's all that I ask. Do your headphones have battery?
Yeah.
Those earbuds? If you connect them to your phone, then you can watch along. And this is one of the other really great parts about this movie. Everybody loves
this
scene. And admittedly, it is cool. Like it's thinking outside of the box. It makes sense that teenagers would do that. Like, you would never get something like this level of, and dare I say, creativity out of a Friday the 13th film. This is funny. What a dick.
It's lagging.
Are they connected?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Gotta be honest, Monica Keena, she's pretty easy on the eyes. Even though this
do it.
Ouch. Ouch. Yo, Linderman for the W.
Look at that. Way to go.
Now, like I was saying, it's a little heavy-handed, but like, you know, it's something for the character. And again, he's not an unlikable character, and neither is Kelly Rowland, to be honest. Now, that's a blink and you missed it moment, but I like that he actually, like, you know, he felt bad and he apologized. It might have been embarrassment, but, you know, considering she just lost her boyfriend, I just little character moments like that, you know what I mean? It's not huge, but some sense of remorse. Okay, this was a bit of a quick turnaround, admittedly. Yeah, I wish, like, just with these, there was like some level of intrigue, because again, I'm not gonna say that this is a little too Dawson's Creek for me, because you want to have a love interest, romance, whatever. I just ask that you give a little bit more to your characters to work with. Yeah, it's crazy that I don't know. She really does remind me of Brittany Murphy. She's playing catch up to like everything that they already know. Oh god, this freaking creep. Like, maybe I imagine this was not a conscious choice, but I like it when, the more you go along with whatever series or franchise, I like it when, and again, I'm not saying this was a conscious choice, but I like if you could sample certain tropes or features from another well-known series or film. For instance, I'm not saying that this scene was inspired by Children of the Corn, but a cornfield in a Friday the 13th Nightmare on Elm Street mashup. Interesting. I thought this upcoming scene was really well handled. In the silo. That quickly converts. Follow the breadcrumbs. Uh-oh. And escape routes have been closed. She really does scream. Holy crap.
I've seen how those latex walls are made. They're actually really cool.
It's awesome, right? Yeah, this creeper here. I really like this, updated Freddy factory. So Freddy's boiler room in the movie was not a built set. It was actually an old boiler room redressed by the crew.
Aha.
And this is another thing that, people should like about this movie. Like, the set design. This doesn't look cheap.
No.
And again, who the hell ever talks about set design from a Friday the 13th movie? This is an awesome entry, or, intro by Freddy. This is just pure Robert Englund, man. Like, anybody else wouldn't know how to handle this. He really does use the glove like an extension of himself. Oh, damn. Yo. God. Game over. Anyway, he really does know how to, like, use the glove, like, in really creepy ways. God, what a freaking creeper. Not for nothing, but even in a dream, your hips are gone after a fall like that.
Yeah.
This scene I've always wanted to see, like a locker room, like if Freddy's like chasing someone.
Locker,
yeah, right, to fit a whole person standing up. I've always wanted to see like some kind of like creepy use of locker rooms down a hallway in a nightmare scene where, Freddy is chasing someone. Like you just see like bodies fall out of the lockers or something.
Those big expressive eyes, man.
Yeah. I'm telling you, like what little she's in this movie, she knocks it out of the park. And then oh, we barely knew ye. Awesome. Bro. That is an awesome sequence, man. And he just flings the dude. See, I wish this aspect would have been played up more. Not just that they're going against each other, but they're like competing almost for targets.
Yeah.
I really like that. I wish that would have been played up a little bit more. Like one or two more times. Freddy's like right there. He's got this big elaborate, dream sequence, and Jason comes in like to swoop in like a goalie. No, I'm kidding. Goalies don't even do that. They're on defense. But he swoops right in to take a kill away from him. Even this fat kid is memorable. Now compare this to the fat guy from Friday the 13th 3 and the other one from 5.
Woo! Woo!
Wow, even drunk thinking ahead. Oh, oops. Guys, hold on. I'm sorry, I missed that. It's hard to keep track. We passed the 40-minute mark. So make sure to like the video, on whichever platform you're on. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to vote in the totem poll in the YouTube chat. What is your expectation for the movie? If you've never seen it, what's your film rating if you're watching along with us? I love this. So Ken Kersinger, the guy that's playing Jason, he revealed that during the filming scene of the characters looking for... oh wait, I'm sorry. That's going to be later.
Sorry, Chubbs.
How would the fire still be lit after penetrating his chest? Yeah, this scene is also really cool. He just goes like, yo, this is pure Voorhees right now, just going to town. What the hell was he throwing at him? Seeds or rice? A pretty clever way to put out the fire, because, Jason wasn't going to. Of course, now he can't drive or operate a vehicle. Wow. Imagine seeing that. Dude. That could have gone on for like another minute or two, because he was just laying waste to those kids. This is funny. Yo, when I saw this movie in theaters, people freaking erupted over that. Yo, that goalie was pissed, man. Yo, just the delivery, everybody was cracking up over that. Yeah, so after what? This is the 4th kill by Jason. One complaint about this is that it's lopsided in terms of the body count. Now look, I don't need blood and guts because I'm not a gore hound, but that is a legitimate complaint. That's a legitimate gripe. Excuse me, Freddy only gets 1 kill in the entire movie, so that should have been taken into account more. What's that Family Guy parody? There's like, I forgot what the setup was, but there's like a guy that's coming on to a girl. He goes, "Hey, there is no problem that you're experiencing right now that can't be fixed by my penis." This subplot was kind of stupid. Get out of the Scooby van. Jesus. Yeah, this what's the word I'm looking for? Extension of the subplot regarding the conspiracy, kind of superfluous, kind of stupid. It doesn't really go anywhere. Well, it does go somewhere, but the payoff is, time could have been best allotted elsewhere for a character or a scene. You watch your mouth, young lady, and put some clothes on. Oh my god. Why don't you just take your pills? Really? You sure that's the best idea?
Happy pills.
With kids dropping left and right? Jesus. Now we're in the shine. Go away. In interviews, really? I love when people try to portray a piece of oak as something so flimsy it can be knocked down by a single person. Anyway, horror movie cliches, what can we do? She did. Sorry, but Monica Keena did not age well. That, or I don't know, the lip fillers that she got.
I have not seen her. I'm telling you.
What a needless jump scare. And she freaks the hell. Yeah, I don't know. When she was interviewed in future retrospectives for this, just the lip fillers were like, oh, bro, what? Why?
I gotta see what she looks like now.
Yeah. Give it a whirl. We take the show on the road, baby girl. I thought that this scene was pretty good. I guess it was necessary for one character, at least, to have, a history with one of these killers.
Yeah, it is pretty rough.
Yeah, right?
She hooked up with Edward Furlong.
Yeah. I thought that this scene was pretty good. Creepy for all the right reasons. There's a huge ass bathroom. Where the hell do you live? Yeah, this character, I feel like he's given a lot to do. He can handle, again, the tragic backstory, but also handle the funny parts, which... Oopsie. That's so obviously down a paper towel roll. Uh-oh. Is that a bloodbath I see?
I could throw these in here, right?
Yeah. Well, I wish I did.
He'll wake up in bed. Oh, shit. That's such a good blend of Robert Englund and his brother.
Yeah, being a ginger. It's like I always say, guys, they don't have souls. Hope you don't mind if I take this. Creepy. That's such a great scene right there. Again, I don't say this often, but there's a lot of characters in this that have great screams. Him, oh my god. Jesus. What is that crap on his face? Yo, Freddy really does look like pizza. And I just ordered Domino's. What was I saying? Oh, this guy screams really well. Catherine Isabel, Monica Keena. This is a little funny. I'm not gonna lie. Pfft, Jesus. So is he asleep or awake? What's going on there? Nice. What a dick. Talking about pizza. This I thought was really good. Like, he was chasing a different killer from what the precinct and his superior are talking about. Yeah, when I saw this, the theater laughed over that too. That line. So he's gonna get to that a little bit later. But again, I think it's interesting the way that they handled the backstory for both Freddy and Jason, because obviously, the beginning you see the flashbacks as well as Freddy narrating his own origin, and then we're about to get exposition here about Jason, but it makes sense. It doesn't read like normal exposition. Well, hello, stranger. Come on, man! How funny is this guy? Stupid. And here we go. Story time, kiddies. Gather round. You don't say. No, we're not talking about copycats. Jason 5 is a horrible movie.
I'd say so, considering Jason Voorhees is from the East Coast. This is all the West.
The door, bro.
Oh. You need a ghetto door, man.
Yeah, that's the problem. The door.
Good. I'm glad you acknowledged that. You're a bigger man for it.
Uh-oh. God. Okay, that was a little cringy and weird. That could have been left out.
I do like this scene.
This one?
What?
Oh God.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Emotional damage.
How is it creepier her father kissing her than Freddy? Oh God. Not for nothing, but she was yanking on his ear, pulling him closer to her. Oh God. Gonna vom. I think we missed the line because Tramadon was operating a door. Wait. No, I think we missed it. She mentions that Freddy died by fire, Jason by water. And reviewers, websites freaked the hell out over that line. Even the writers were saying, "Oh, we didn't invent that line." And then you had podcasters saying, "Bird, fire, bad." It's like, okay, guys, water did kill Jason Voorhees. He drowned. Freddy was burned alive. He did die that way. Mocking that. Especially when the film doesn't even really use that, the teenagers don't use that. You don't see them trying to drown Jason with a fire hose, and you don't see them using a flamethrower against Freddy. It's just a line, and people freaked out about that. Dude, that's canon. One track mind, truly. One would have thought that he would have a camera on the other side of the door to be able to see what the hell is trying to break in. What could that have been? Well, he never stood a chance.
Aww.
That's what you get for working the graveyard shift.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Had to.
That's also kind of creepy. I wish this had been played up a little bit more. No, dummy. We're not in a morgue. Bam! So, this was a good idea. It's just that it was played up for laughs, initially, which is why it's kind of stupid. Decent CGI, especially for 20 years ago, but
Yeah.
if they were gonna go with the whole Alice in Wonderland caterpillar, like I said, I just wish this scene wasn't played for laughs. It's a creepy design, you know what I mean? So make sure that you're in keeping with that creep factor. So the kids go to, oops, what time we got? Oh crap, sorry guys. We already passed the 1 hour mark, so again, make sure to like the video. That's creepy as hell. Make sure to like the video, whatever platform you're watching on, and if you're on YouTube, make sure to vote in the totem poll what your film rating is. It's in the YouTube chat.
As sad as it is, man, I gotta go.
Gotta go? Alright.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining.
Dude, thank
I
you.
understand.
And thank you guys. Enjoy.
Yes, and they will. Just turn off the headset. The button on the right? Left. The button. I got it.
This is the button.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay. All right.
And that's where
Ooh.
things go tits up. which is admittedly creepy as hell.
But you know what? I do like how it wasn't some gigantic monster.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Jesus, look at his eyes.
This is a little squeal. Stubbs!
So,
Run, Stubbs.
yeah, the kids go to Weston Hill looking for... Oh, before I get to that... Damn. That was a pretty creative way of taking out the cop.
Yeah.
So,
Stubbs!
Ken Kersinger revealed that during filming the scene of the characters looking for the Hypnosil in the asylum, special effects spark landed on Kersinger, causing his costume to catch fire. Now, as a stuntman for over 20 years, Kersinger remained calm while stagehands rushed in with fire extinguishers to put him out. Like I was saying before, so the kids go to Weston Hills looking for the Hypnosil. That was the drug that Neil Gordon discovered was being taken by Nancy Thompson when they first met in Dream Warriors, A Nightmare on Elm Street 3. So Nancy was also the one who suggested that Weston Hills prescribe Hypnosil to patients. Weston Hills is Freddy's birthplace, as shown in Part 3. I love this. This is one of my favorite scenes. I love that. Give us a big hug. All right. Now you need, obviously... Jesus. Wow. Obviously, you need some poetic license with that, like using, what do you call it? Tranquilizers on a walking corpse. But, yeah, all right. I would say, Chuck Taylor's. I would say the film has earned it, but, whatever. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, it doesn't really make sense, but just go with it. Getting that look of him from head to toe, I gotta be honest, this is my second favorite, like, overall appearance of Jason. My favorite is still how he looks in Jason Goes to Hell, but I don't know. I really like the raggedness of the way he looks in this one. I really like that. I like her inclusion here because it serves as a good twist and like more reason for a stronger rivalry. And he's pissed. This fight scene is also really well done, I think. Damn. Whew. Yo, shout out to the sound department. That sounded great. Oh, Jesus Christ. Great line. I also like how, like, he's able, Freddy's able to, like, use his dream powers to, like, be, to contend with, Jason and, like, outdo him in terms of strength. It's pretty good. This part, like pinball, I get, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be so goofy. Yeah, the gaming sound effects could have done without that. Down we go. I like that he can't even die within his own dreams. I thought that was really good, like really cool. And again, people are gonna hate what's about to be shown, but I don't know, it makes sense to me. Like, look, I get that there were other times where Jason was in the water, but guys, they're trying to come up with some kind of lore. And to be honest, one of your monsters does have to have a weakness. Like, come on. And I thought this is really well handled. I like how Freddy figures it out and works it out. He looks really creepy in that lighting. Oh yeah, right in the van in front of everybody? And this was also a conscious choice by the writers. Like they thought imperative that Jason and Freddy have to fight in the dream world and in the real world. This right here is really cool. It's a really nice tie-in and throwback. I thought that was well handled. I love that. Oh my god. That's pure Freddy right there. Just completely screwing with him. And this is also pretty messed up. Wow. Like, the fact that he's enjoying it, they should have held the camera on Freddy for, like, at least another second or two. I thought this was pretty good. Like, this rendition of Jason's nightmare, like, on a house that has slid into the lake. Madam, please. A little discretion. You know, they put a lot of effort into that scene for just, you know, a single scene. I don't want to lose you. Stop being a bitch. Wake me up before you go. So that's obviously a prayer from the first Elm Street film. See, this is great because the opening of the film uses plenty of flashback footage from the previous Nightmare films, but none from the Friday the 13th films. This is because New Line Cinema did not have legal rights to use flash footage from the previous movies, the rights to which still were owned by Paramount Pictures. Excuse me. So the fact that they did like this rendition is like their way of doing their own kind of flashback because they couldn't do what they did with Freddy at the beginning. So I thought this was pretty good, and it ties into it being... Oh my god. He waves her arm. Yo, what a psycho. Look, some of the humor in this doesn't land, but some of it is spot the hell on, man. This movie doesn't get the credit it deserves, I swear. But, like, we had never seen this before, like, the whole sequence play out. So, that's a good workaround for not being able to have footage to use of the other movies. Oh my god, you're so freaky! And this is great. This is really good as a way for Freddy to finally be able to kill him. To basically re-kill him. Also, it's interesting if you know the backstory behind all the many renditions or scripts that had come out for this movie. One thing that they had tinkered with was like retconning Jason's backstory, where Freddy Kreuger was a camp counselor, and he was the one responsible for killing Jason. So this was an interesting way of like re-including that into this movie. God. Shut up. God almighty. Can you even imagine the breath of this guy? Well handled by Kelly Rowland, I gotta be honest. Jesus Christ. Even he's freaking out. Amazing. Oh my god, everybody free up. Way to go, nerd. You can see the string. Or the rope pulling him. Uh-oh. And we are in the Matrix. Holy crap. Damn. Okay, that's pretty creepy. Mind you, that's her house. Oh, up and at him, kiddo. Yeah, I felt like this last minute twist, I guess, was really kind of... It's just stupid. Like, we're already, like, into the finale. It's well understood. So it's like, this last minute impetus was kind of... It's just useless. And this kind of doesn't make any sense, really, either. Because... I mean, he's always targeted teenagers, so the fact that he's killing someone's mom is kind of dumb. Ouch! How did they pull out that effect off? But also, how did the person, like, not break their feet doing that? Robert Englund, he doesn't get enough credit for how it is that he's able to articulate and like manipulate the bladed glove. He really does use it in inventive ways, and you're about to see the next one, which I'll point out when it happens, but I absolutely love. Whoop! Really? A table of all things? Jeez. Oh, God. Get off this scene as quickly as possible. All right, that cry was a little poorly delivered. For Merca. Oof, and say goodbye to Linderman. Jesus Christ. I think that... Really, bro? A table? They just left their friends in there. Right here. Look at how his eyes, the way he cowers before, like, it's such great acting, you know? It's crazy that, all right, he got up a little quick. Even people who hate this movie, they cannot deny how badass this fight that we're about to see really is. Jesus Christ. He really takes his ass for a ride. Oh my God. It's really unfortunate that this film, I mean, it's a good note to go out on, but this film marks Robert Englund's last official on-screen appearance as Freddy. Though he would occasionally appear as the Dream Master at conventions and events. 2014, he officially retired from the role after appearing in full costume and makeup at an event marketed as his final portrayal for the character. But we all know that he was in that show. It was an ABC show. I forgot the name of it, where he reprised his appearance as Freddy on a family comedy show. This is a little drawn out. It's like, bro, we get it. We saw the impalement. Oh boy. Here we go. Everything. This is great. See what I mean with the glove? Like, people actually got offended by that. Not just that. Here we go. God. So, screenwriters Mark Swift and Damien Shannon, they were disturbed by the homophobic insult from Kelly Rowland. Like, both writers pointed out in interviews that this has nothing to do with them, that they didn't write in the script. It's like, dude, people talk like that. I hate to break it to you. And plus, oh crap, sorry. We just passed the hour 20-minute mark. So guys, remember to like the video, whether you're watching on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, or Rumble. And make sure to vote in the totem poll what your film rating is. Yeah, people talk like that. Thanks for coming. She just got darted around by Jason twice. Here we go. Freddy really does hold his own, I gotta be honest. Even though Jason got the bulk of the kills. Yeah, but like people, especially teenagers, they do talk like that. They do use slurs and a language that other people wouldn't have deemed appropriate. Like, come on. Why is Jason's arm extended like that? Jesus, elbow drop? I love that he's that agile. This I thought was really creative. again, you would never see this, like, this level of ingenuity and resourcefulness in your typical Friday the 13th movie. And I always felt like if you were going to do a reboot, you should, like, explore... You should explore the campground. That way, you at least you change up the scenery. That's awesome. um... Damn, he's all messed up. This part, I'm a little iffy on. Yeah. Freddy looks a little goofy. That part could have been eliminated. See, they should have had it like if Jason was gonna get him down there, he should have like harpooned Freddy with one of those rebar, just so it looks like less of an accident and more deliberate. But they pay it off well. This was handled really well, I thought. Actually, it's a good payoff for what happened before, and we'll see what I mean in a minute. Oh my god. This I do have to give to Ronnie Yu. Like, him not using quick cut direction and actually letting the fight play out was well handled. And plus the use of blood. So, as much as Jason was kicking his ass before, he's about to be on the receiving end. Dude, and the fact that he's got a machete and the finger knives. Hold on, which is the part it's coming up where he hacks him with the machete and a chunk of him flies away? Right there, that was well handled. And... wow. Everybody laughed at how cheesy that looked. Going for the Olympics there, sweetness. And one good turn deserves another. And if that wasn't bad enough... oof, Jesus. And last laugh. Again, not to sour this incredible duel between these guys, but it really should have been Kane Hodder. That was really well. that explosion where they're on fire heading into the lake was really well handled. So according to Robert Englund, his Freddy makeup was so thick that he couldn't tell how hot it was from the fires during the filming, and when he got in to have his makeup removed, it had bonded itself to his face. The two stunt performers who doubled as Monica Keena and Jason Ritter melted their wigs because of the high heat of fire on set. The lake at Camp Crystal Lake was also being used to film the final scenes of X-Men 2, X-Men United, which came out same year as this. The two films cast even stayed at the same hotel. Bryan Singer, this is awesome. I like this because you don't know who it is that's approaching them. Bryan Singer, the director of X-Men 2, he got to appear on set during Jason's first kill to see Jason's costume, and he commented, "Oh, they got the makeup right." Awesome. That's a great kill. Using his own arm. Again, it's like it's little things like this. And again, this was the tearing off of the arm. That was the setup was in the dream fight, so it's cool that you see it again here in the fight in the real world. This line yeah. During tests and advanced screenings, the ending was actually not added to the film. Instead, the following text appeared. On August 15th, 2003, see the final 60 seconds and see who has survived and what is left of them. This is a direct reference to the tagline for the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is, who will survive and what will be left of them. Trying to be clever. And so goes the saga of Jason versus Freddy. I like how they pick up like immediately after. I don't know. This ending never bothered me because if you're gonna do one movie, you can't really have one monster come out over another. So, I mean, if we're being honest, this is the best ending that they could have done. Kind of like, adding Freddy's head to his collection along with his mom. Something of a nice tie-in to part 2 of the Friday movies. And now our watch has ended. Yeah, again, just take a few minutes if you're watching this to listen to this end theme. Because, again, the soundtrack to this movie it really is something to behold. And look, I get it that a movie has to be more than just its soundtrack, but I'm saying it's one of the ingredients to its soundtrack that makes it, it makes this film worthwhile. So now that our stream has ended, let me just get a few of the few trivia notes that I wanted to mention before we wrap this watch party. Let's see. Interestingly enough, in the posters for the movie, Freddy's glove is on the wrong hand, on his left hand, when it should be on his right hand. Robert Englund himself pointed that out in the DVD commentary, but there was no way to fix it as the posters had already been printed and shipped. in the first interview concerning the film, Ken Kersinger, the guy that played Jason, he did the whole interview in Jason's costume, wearing the mask, clothes, and makeup, in order to make viewers more confident in him and his loyalty to the character. The film was made into a big haunted house at Universal Halloween Horror Night in 2015 for the event's 25th anniversary. According to director Ronnie Yu, the special effects team used 300 gallons of fake blood for the movie. New Line's advertisement budget for this movie surpassed the marketing campaigns for all 10 prior Friday the 13th films combined. So, I'm pretty sure everyone already knows that a sequel for this was planned but never materialized. Wildstorm published a 6-issue comic book series in late 2007, early 2008. This, of course, being the one that added Evil Dead's Ash Williams to the mix. So the $25 million budget of the film was the highest in the Friday the 13th series. Directors list. There were a whole host of well-known directors nowadays that were tapped to have directed this, including James Wan was originally going to direct, but he was already committed to directing the Saw movie, which, whatever, and was too busy with other projects. Oh, God. Rob Zombie was offered to direct, but turned it down to work on his pet project, House of a Thousand Corpses. Yeah, good riddance, bitch. Other directors include Peter Jackson, Louis Abernathy, Rob Bottin, and Guillermo del Toro, all considered to direct in the 90s. This was the first Freddy movie not filmed in the U.S. The filmmakers had to search for a new house that would resemble the famous Freddy Kreuger Elm Street house for the first 7 Nightmare films. And lastly, 17 scripts were submitted for this movie, which eventually turned into, obviously, one script. The producers decided for some time to go ahead with this script, but changed their minds as they could not agree with the ideas proposed. So eventually, in 2001, Damian Shannon and Mark Swift, they came in, created their own script, which the producers felt were much closer to the Freddy and Jason backstories. Most of the earlier scripts, they just dealt with cults that were attempting to resurrect Freddy and Jason to come back and fight. Just a lot of stupid crap. And it's like, they just kept going with that bad idea. Anyway, so I'd like to give my recommendations in case anyone has watched this and they are in the mood to see other like-minded films. Of course, Army of Darkness. There's your Evil Dead reference. Dream Warriors. That would be a Nightmare on Elm Street 3, the best of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. Everyone knows that. Another recommendation would be Jason Goes to Hell, along with my watch party yesterday for you to play in the background. Fine, Friday fans. You can watch Friday the 13th 6, Jason Lives. I highly recommend the documentary To Hell and Back, the Kane Hodder story. It's he goes into detail about what, he experienced, because, dude, him being in this dream match, it really did mean a lot to him. So the fact that he couldn't, he was crushed by it. So I highly recommend everyone watch that documentary. I have to find where I can purchase that. Oh, and let me get the obvious out of the way. Don't watch Alien vs. Predator. It is a grotesquely... Not only is it a bad movie, but it's such a squandered opportunity. Oh my God. And for Doug Walker, who actually panned... Let me get this straight. Doug Walker, the nostalgia critic, panned Freddy vs. Jason, but actually thought that AVP was a good movie. Bro, what the hell happened to you, man? What happened to your taste? Anyway, so here's where I give my final thoughts on this film that we have watched. I love this film. I find it very enjoyable. Rewatching it, it doesn't have... outright annoying characters, and I think that's commendable. And it's always amusing to me whenever anybody complains about characters within these types of movies, because their defense ahead of time will always be, man, who cares about the characters? People only come to see the monsters. Yeah, because horror doesn't have any memorable survivor characters ever, right? Scream queens, anybody? Like, dude, there are plenty of examples of characters that people like gravitate towards in a horror film, and shocker of all shockers, they become memorable. So to like preempt any cinema going experience by saying, man, who cares about the characters? And then these are the same people that will complain about the characters if they don't like them after the fact. Well done. So I guess the characters do matter. And from the Jay and Silent Bob ripoff to Catherine Isabel's character to the frat boy who's oddly enough in high school, this does have a lot of likable characters in it, people who you don't want to see die. Now again, Monica Keena and Jason Ritter or John Ritter, they're not on the same level as the comedic characters, but they are admittedly vanilla, but they're not outright annoying, you know what I mean? So, and dude, I'm gonna say it until I'm blue in the face. You don't give a crap about your stock, standard, cookie cutter Friday the 13th characters. They are beyond cliche. They're beyond stereotypical. They're just lame. They're there to fill out the roster of the body count, and that's it. So why is it that when, and again, I'll address Jason Goes to Hell, why is it when you get likable characters that you want to invest in, like the hero from the lead character in Jason Goes to Hell, or God forbid a Creighton Duke for the win, man? Why is it that when you get characters like that, nobody gives them the credit that they deserve? Like, I hate to break it to you, the teenage characters in Freddy vs. Jason and Jason Goes to Hell, those are more archetypical of what the blueprint should be for characters in a slasher movie, B, a Friday the 13th film, than any of the crap that we got, the Friday the 13th remake included. God, how douchey were those characters. Like, so douchey to the point that, again, you want to see them die, and so douchey to the point that they hired the other douchey character from the first Transformers movie and gave him the same name. It's like Chad or something like that. Whatever. But like there are things to like about this film. There are the creative kills, the sets. They do really well with the campground, the home turf of Camp Crystal Lake. They do really well with Freddy's factory, his dreamscape. You got to give credit to the party, the rave in the cornfield. Like, there are things to like about this. It's so funny to me, again, when the Friday fans all of a sudden start bringing in their stupid standards that will never ever exist for all these other stupid ones, including the remake. It's like, bro, this crap is terrible. These characters, like, the characters are stereotypical. The scenarios are cliched in your average Friday the 13th film. So it's like, when any story or conceit or sequel or premise manages to break that mold, you don't even acknowledge that? Like, no, that's bogus, man. That's BS right there. What else? Robert Englund is in rare form here. Like, the line delivery, when he shows... God... When he shows Jason the decapitated head of his own mother, which, hey, I just realized is, considering that Freddy ends up decapitated, that's great foreshadowing. The set design, like, look, I get that they for the set of Jason's drowned house in his own nightmare sequence. I get that was like on a sound stage or a CGI stage, but look, that deserves a mention. That should not fall by the wayside. The set design. Look at when Monica Keena is in the precinct and she has her nightmare. She sees the blood footprints. She walks past evidence photo or missing children photos, and they all turn to look at her. She sees the blinded girl. Like, guys, come on, man. Give this film credit where it's due. And again, the whole issue of the lore. Look, it is mentioned that Freddy was burned, and I almost said Michael, and Jason drowned. Forget the retcons that they tried with Friday the 13th for whatever reason to say that he didn't drown because of part 2. That's stupid. But that line is just shown. Guys, you don't see fire hoses trying to be used against Jason. You don't see flamethrowers trying to be used. It's a line, okay? Fire killed one, water drowned another. Like, what? Like, to zero in on that and make such a big deal out of it, that's just arguing in bad faith. What else is there? There is creative use, for instance, in the first nightmare sequence of one of the kids where Freddy's shadow appears. That's good stuff, man. I wish that they had more of that. I wish that they had more of just creative uses and obviously deaths for Freddy to use. Just because he only gets one death, and it's it's so, but it's not on par. And he really should have had more deaths and more just iconic deaths or more iconic nightmare scenarios such as the Freddy worm or the blood puppet. But look, like, come on, like, guys, there are absolutely things to like about this movie. And I went through, as I was seeing them, I went through and picked apart the things that weren't handled so well. The knock on this movie will always be that Kane Hodder wasn't in it. That's just from a pure legacy and, how can I put this? Respect for the fans. And again, if this movie were made nowadays, I have to believe that with the rise of the internet since 2003, that this film would have gotten way more backlash for Kane Hodder not being in it. There should have been a closer ratio between kills, split between the killers. But look, there's absolutely they don't have like outlandish reasons for them to fight. And if you happen to own this on Blu-ray, I believe it is on the. Let me quickly check. I believe that it has been returned to the Blu-ray, the special features where they discuss the making of this film and what a Herculean effort it was. I would highly recommend anyone to watch that just because they go over in the Blu-ray. Actually, let me look it up. They go over in the Blu-ray. It's something of a documentary in and of itself. All the wild ideas that they had for this film. Like, to me, I highly recommend it because seeing all like the craziness that was going on, and the ideas that people had that were just aimless and stupid. To me, you get to have a better appreciation of the movie. It's a featurette. I'm looking through the I'm looking through the special features now. Genesis Development Hell. I believe that's the one. I'm going to be watching this after this. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So if you have the Blu-ray, I don't think this has come out on 4K yet. If you have the Freddy vs. Jason Blu-ray, I highly recommend watching Genesis Development Hell. They have both a written form of this where you read a lot of what happened behind the scenes, like the different scripts that they had and all the crazy ideas, like Freddy getting transmitted into the sun with a satellite. The showdown was supposed to be both in a mall and in hell. Jason drives a car. Just a lot of like crazy ideas that were thrown into it. I guarantee, and again, I say this as someone who couldn't believe that they were being told to read a book to understand and appreciate The movie Prometheus, oh god. Again, I say this, guys, I say this fully understanding that you should judge a film by what's in front of you. But please watch the behind the scenes. If you have the Blu-ray, watch Genesis Development Hell. There's a video one talking about the behind the scenes, and then there's a one that just has text explaining what all the different scripts were like for the making of this movie. Read and watch both. I'm trying to look through to see pre-flight. No. Just look through the Blu-ray special features in order to find both the making of this film as well as the scripts that were treated for this film. Doing so, it'll give you a greater appreciation of what it is that we eventually got. But those are my sentiments on it. I will do, out of this film, I will do a couple of things. One day I will break down all of the different scripts that were considered for this film, as well as the script for Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash, but stay tuned. As a sample, one early version of the script called for the beginning of the movie to take place in medieval times. Well, if you could believe that. While another called for the beginning to start out at Camp Crystal Lake with Jason getting arrested. Another script was to have the beginning of the film take place on the eve of the millennium. Oh, God. Over the course of the film's long development stage, New Line reportedly spent something like $6 million on it, ultimately receiving 18 different drafts of the screenplays submitted by over 18 different screenwriters. But that's a story for another day. I would very much like to get to watching the featurettes and reliving a lot of the history that went on behind this. So, let me see what is on the scene for the Mind's Eye Theater and Greater Mind's Eye. I do ask that everyone join my Clips channel on YouTube, Mind's Eye Incisions, as the name suggests. It's 2 to 5 minute versions of my long form videos. I humbly ask that everyone join me on Rumble, Mind's Eye Inkarnate. That is my main YouTube alternative. I have begun my my path to affiliate program on Kick, so I ask that you subscribe to that at Mind Games Inc. On Saturday, I posted my gut reaction to the last voyage of the Demeter. As far as coming attractions are concerned, tomorrow, Tuesday, is when I will be returning to the Mind Games Scream stream. If you don't know, much like I do these watch parties, and most of my content is around what I call the Cinema Darchives, my reference materials, my reviews of horror cinema. The Mind Games piece of it handles the flip side of the coin with survival horror gaming. So that will be returning to its normal date and time tomorrow, Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard. So, let's see. So yesterday was the 30-year anniversary watch party of Jason Goes to Hell. Today was a 20-year anniversary watch party for Freddy vs. Jason. Tomorrow will be my Metal Hellsinger Scream stream, my third round. And I'm going to try to get my Heatwave 2.0, which is my summer scary watch list, out by Wednesday. And Thursday, I'm going to try to do a Mind's Eye Inquisition, which will be my thoughts on release news as of late for the 13 Ghosts show on, what is it? The pitch to Sony. News about an Elm Street requel, as well as Prey 2 news. Cringe. So, we will have at least one more watch party by the end of... we do have a 35-year anniversary watch party for The Blob. I'm, before the month is over, very much looking forward to that. So, you be sure to mark your calendars and say your prayers. I've been Inkarnate, offering a word of caution. Fear the worst, so long you recognize who's best. If you're resigned to your fate, time to subscribe to your fears.
Warn your friends. Warn everyone.